All right, welcome to episode 4 of Stream Roulette. I'm Daniel Towns.
And I'm Steph Broadbridge. This week we watched LA's Finest, Dead to Me, and Dark Desires. What do we think of those?
I think we're about to find out.
All right.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Stream Roulette. I'm Daniel Towns and I'm joined by Steph Broadbridge. How are you, Steph?
I'm very well. How are you?
I am very good, thank you. Here we go again, episode 4. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I
should
think
be
so.
good.
I hope so. I mean, to be honest with you, I haven't had the most amount of time.
This week?
Yeah.
I reckon I did more gigs than you this week.
How many did you do?
11.
Yeah, you did way more than me. How many did I do?
I don't know.
Let's compare how many we got paid for.
Okay, I got paid for 10.
Okay, you got more than me. What about total dollar value? No, I'm kidding. Let's not do that. Let's not go down that far. Yeah, right. So, all right. So you wouldn't have had much time either, but you still got the shows done?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, awesome. That's good to have. So I take it as a dumb question to ask if you've managed to carry on with any shows from the last episode.
I did not. No, I haven't watched any of them from last time yet.
No?
No.
Because I can't even remember if you said you planned to.
There were, yeah. I did want to watch a couple of them.
What were they? Blind Spot Mum and
a
Chicago Med, weren't they? Oh, no, In From the Cold.
In From the Cold I wanted to keep watching, and Sweet Magnolias as well.
Yeah, I finished In From the Cold.
Did you?
I did.
Was it good?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like it carried on like we thought, you know, like it was what it was all the way through to the end. Like it was, apart from that weird little sci-fi part that kind of pushed both of us away a little bit.
Yeah, grated a little bit.
But it wasn't enough to like ruin the...
Still a good show.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Like, and I think, I don't know about you, but having done this, my perspective on television has changed a lot.
Yes.
Like in the sense of like, this is going to come up as an example of on today's show, but there were 2 shows on this one that I could not fucking stand. And I was like, I'm never watching another one of that. And then I started the third one and it's like, oh my God, this is fucking awful. And then when it came to watching another episode, I went to put on another episode of that. And then I went, you know what? I'd actually rather watch the other one that I thought I hated. I just didn't hate it as much as the third one.
Oh.
So then I watched more of, yeah.
Yeah, that's not great.
No, it's not. But it's changed. Like, it's like, and then there's other things where I'm like, you know what? This one's maybe not for me, but it ticks all the boxes. Like, it's got...
Yeah. I don't know. I think my tastes are getting more broad as we're doing this.
I don't know about my taste is broadening, but I'd definitely say my tolerance for...
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not taste. Maybe it's tolerance, and I'm just being gaslit.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'm being more tolerant of what I'm watching, knowing that there could be something worse coming up. And this is the best of the...
Oh, my God.
So, all right, that was...
Are you enjoying this? No, but there's so many worse things I could be doing.
So, The Woman in the House Across the Street, we finished.
Yeah, there's going to be a season 2 of that, though, I read.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
And so Sweet Magnolias is the one you'd continue on with?
Sweet Magnolias and In From the Cold I would watch, yeah, both of those.
Okay.
Sweet Magnolias seems like a really good falling asleep at night show.
Yeah.
Putting it on before bed.
Not for me, though.
No, fair enough.
All right, well, that brings us on to this week's 3 shows. We had LA's Finest,
Yep.
which was done by... Oh, hang on. We had LA's Finest, Dead to Me, and Dark Desire. So how about we start with LA's Finest?
Yes, let's start with LA's Finest.
LA's Finest is what is it? It's a cash-in on the Bad Boys.
Franchise, yeah.
And it's done by the Bruckheimer guy who did Bad Boys.
Yes.
Okay.
I loved Bad Boys. Did you like Bad Boys?
Of course I did.
Yeah.
It was Will Smith's big movie break. I even had the Nike Airs that he had in that.
Really?
You know that scene where he's chasing that dude at the end? Of course you do, with his shirt open.
Yeah.
And he's jacked and he's running down the middle of the street.
I mean, I may remember that. I was a teenager going through some things that might ring a bell.
He was pretty cut then. And I had those shoes. Like, if you could take your eyes off his chiseled six-pack and his pecs, And
You had his shoes.
you could go down a little bit further.
Because that's what women were looking for in that moment.
Yeah,
They're
they wanted Will Smith's
wow,
shoes.
if a guy had those shoes, that would be the same for me.
That was a great movie. It wasn't even meant to be him that was originally cast in it.
Really?
No, they wanted other people. They wanted, I don't know who, but it was definitely profiled actors.
Yeah, right.
And they couldn't get them. And they put it out like to Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. And it was like, I don't know the exact figure, but it was ridiculous money for Hollywood. Like you're talking like maybe a couple of $100,000 or like
Wow.
low money for what it, but like they looked at Will Smith from, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yes.
And he had tax problems and debts from that. No, from his music, sorry.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was all, that was all kind of the start of his, I mean, that was arguably the thing that did. That was his break into cinema.
Made him a big, serious actor.
Yeah, and like you look at all I mean, he's done some shit too, but he's got some great range. He's done some good movies.
I had the biggest crush on T. Leone.
T. Leone. Oh, I'm bad. Yeah. She's got that. Yeah, of course.
But like I am so straight. Like I am so straight that for me it's like guys and T. Leone. She's the only one that's ever crossed over that line for me.
Yeah, she's got those eyes.
Yeah, and the voice.
Yeah, she's got a good voice too. What else has she done?
I have no idea.
I mean, I know she's done other stuff.
Yeah. I think she was in a sitcom where she was a lawyer. I don't know. I just remember her in a pantsuit in some stage.
I like how this has turned into us talking about what we like about Bad Boys instead of talking about LA.
Yeah, all right. So LA's
What
finest.
did you think of the TV procedural that was put together using two women as lead actors?
And what a clever concept. No one's thought of that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do the same show but with women.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And what did you think of it?
I thought it was about as good as the Ghostbusters movie.
Oh, so you haven't even seen that.
I hated it. I hated
The Ghostbusters movie? Or...
LA's finest.
Well, I hated it too. Like, I'm not going to say if it was the one I hated the most because I'll save that reveal for...
Yeah.
And but like, this is one of the ones I definitely did not enjoy.
No.
And
I couldn't even tune out. That's how much I dislike this show.
But it wasn't even like cop shows should be just give them a case, tick some boxes. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like move through, have some suspects, rule them out, reveal who the suspect. Like, but this one, what I felt was there were parts of it where I felt like it was trying too hard to be a movie. Like some of the action scenes and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, no, less explosions and big fucking Hollywood shootouts. And
It was like, is that because it wasn't episodic? It was, what do you call it? You mentioned the word last time and I didn't know what it meant. There's a word for it. Because they've crossed over these storylines that go through the season rather than just keeping it contained into one.
narrative.
Yeah, like the narrative, they've tried to make it last a season rather than just like have those one-off stories.
Yeah, but there's not enough weight to it.
That's what I mean. Like I don't care about the characters at all.
Yeah, you don't care about them enough.
Their
Like,
little punchy little quips are so... I don't know if it's bad acting or bad writing or both, but it's just like grating.
I actually had hope in the first scene too. Like in the convenience store when they stopped that thing and then they got and she went and some tropical fruit bubblicious because that's what he says in Bad Boys. And I'm like, oh, okay, this could be all right, you know. And then, oh God, it was just for me. It was well, obviously it takes more than a name to sell something. I mean, people will get on because of the name. Like that it came from Bad Boys and whatnot, but it's
is it meant to be like it's LA's finest because they're cops, but they're also hot? Like, is that the gag?
Oh, I don't think it's a gag. I think it's just.
I think it's a gag.
I don't think it's meant. No, I think it's definitely that, but it's not a joke. I think it's meant to be serious.
Oh.
Like I think we're talking Hollywood here. Like I don't think it's meant to be a joke. Yeah, they are LA's finest. They're hot and they're cops.
Yeah,
you know?
And they are hot. Like to their credit. They do play cops and they are hot. So they have ticked those two boxes.
I got to say, we're watching a lot of shows with lead women characters and I'm kind of getting confused as to like when you talked about that, like a lot of them are very attractive.
This
so
one,
it's like, which ones are these again?
Because you're like, so you're doing the algorithm and I'm watching it on my own Netflix account at home.
Yeah.
And this one came up with a 97% match for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how likely they were. Was my Netflix thing that I was going to enjoy this show.
Oh, is that what that percentage means?
Yeah.
But I mean, I've never looked at those and like with the 98%, at first I thought they were ratings. Then it's like, oh, right, that's a match.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've all got something over 8 though.
No, I've got like 40 something %.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
This is one of the highest percentages I've ever had.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
for this show.
Wow.
I'm deeply offended.
LA's finest.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
wow.
like, Steph's going to love this. And I'm like, Steph didn't, to be honest. I didn't. I also don't understand why Jessica Alba is even doing terrible TV shows at this
Hang
point.
on, is Jessica Alba in it?
What?
Is one of them Jessica Alba? I didn't even realise.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who she is apart from Justin Timberlake anyway.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't watch a lot of movies. Like, I don't read celebrity magazines and...
Yeah, right. I thought she would be right in your wheelhouse in terms of like crushes in high school kind of era.
No, I think she would have been an infant when I was in high school, wouldn't she? How old is she?
She was like on TV since she was 17.
How old is she now?
I don't know. She's got kids. She's got $1 billion company.
Doesn't mean she was legal when I was like younger. You know?
All right.
No, I don't know. I don't know her age. I mean, I know who she is. Like, I know the name, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I couldn't pick her out of the lineup.
Yeah, right. Really?
I don't watch-
Jessica Alba.
I don't, TV, like, apart from big shows. That's why this, for me, is such a weird concept. Like, I'm the person, who's that? What have they been in? Oh, that's...
Right.
And then someone else lists all the other shows.
Well, she's kind of got a Gwyneth Paltrow style company that she runs
Yeah,
called
right.
The Honest Company that does like, I don't know, skincare and other stuff. And it's worth $1 billion.
Yeah, right. Oh,
And that's what she's doing.
well, that's good.
And then she just does shit TV shows on the side.
Well, maybe she thought it was going to be a good TV show. And all the serious actors are trying to do TV now because TV's better than movies, arguably a lot better. So maybe she thought that was maybe she thought it was going to be her Sopranos or her Wire or something. When really it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, look, if you like noise, explosions...
Even then.
Yeah, no, even then it's not like there's other things to
What's
watch. Like
SWAT?
I'd rather well, yeah, actually, would you compare it to SWAT? That's it. This is interesting now because
You know what? I think SWAT was better just because it was unapologetically what it was. Whereas I feel like LA's Finest is trying to be a couple of things and failing. And that to me is more offensive.
fucking hell, we're going to turn into real TV snobs, aren't we? But I like how it changes our perspective on other shows too. Like SWAT, you go back to listen to that. It's like, oh, what was that shit? And now it's like, SWAT was better than LA.
So actually, now that I think about it.
What would be, actually, this is interesting because this is a thing we've got on the Patreon and this is something we should keep tally of as well. Like to date, like what's your most hated show that we've watched?
So far?
Yeah. What's your least favourite out of all of them?
I think Emily in Paris.
That was your least favourite?
Yes. I had the most, like, just awful kind of sense of, like, some of them were just like, oh, this is boring, I don't want to watch it. That one was painful for me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'd say mine's probably Chicago Med.
Yeah, you hated that.
Yeah, or Sweet Magnolias, but Sweet Magnolias just wasn't for me, whereas Chicago Med could be.
Yes.
You
It's
know?
worse when it's built for you, right?
Well, Chicago Med's the type of show that's meant to be for everyone.
Yeah.
Whereas Sweet Magnolias, actually, no, it's Chicago Med, because Sweet Magnolias, I can say, I don't like it, but
Yeah.
it's not for me.
No.
Whereas Chicago Med, like, you don't need to be in the medicine world to enjoy a medical drama.
No.
Like, that's everybody TV.
Yes.
And yeah, all right, so Chicago Med is mine.
Okay.
Okay. All right, interesting. So, which show should we do second? Dead to Me?
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Yeah. What did you think? You go first.
What did I think of Dead? Well, I'm still watching it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still going with it. I'm enjoying it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I loved it.
You loved it?
I love it.
Because I got to say, when I'm putting them on, like, one of my first thoughts is, I wonder what Steph thinks of this one. Really? Yeah. She probably hates this one.
I love it.
Yeah, right.
It hooked me in from the second it started.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I love the tone of it. I love Christina Applegate. She's like, I just adore her.
Oh, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Yeah, it just had everything that I want in a show. It was dark. It was basically what all of my criticisms about Mum, this show nailed, right? So it was like a difficult subject and it has funny elements, but it still dealt with the actual gravitas of the situation.
But they're two different genres.
I know, but that's why I loved it, because it was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And it talked about the real sensation of that, but still was funny. I think the writing's really great. The
Oh,
dialogue.
I think it's fantastic. I don't think it's
Yeah.
funny though. Like,
Really?
No,
Oh, I think it's funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. No, like it's entertaining, but it's not like
Oh, I think it's funny.
like it's not. I think it's more of a drama than a dramedy. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe.
No, really?
Yeah, like I expected it to be funny, and then after a few episodes, I was like, oh, I was wrong. I guess this is just a drama.
The dialogue's funny.
Yeah, some of it.
Yeah.
No, it's cute. There was something that happened last night that was trying to be funny, and I was like, oh, that's cute. Like, but it wasn't funny. It was just cute.
Okay.
Well, that's what I thought. Like, it was just a little, it wasn't a punchline. It was just a funny interaction between.
Yeah, but punchlines in TV shows, I don't know. How do you feel about those? Well, you like that kind of stuff, don't you?
Well, I mean, punchlines are punchlines everywhere. Good ones you don't see coming, and the audience doesn't even realise it's a punchline. It just sounds like a conversation.
Yeah, but in lieu of a laugh track, like, I'd rather have a
The
funny
Office-
moment.
Yeah, but I mean, there's still, like, the moment is still a punchline.
Okay. Yeah,
Like,
the
that's
moment's
still-
a punchline.
Like, The Office is all punchlines, but they're all moments.
Yeah.
But they're still set. The premise is the.
Yeah, but I don't watch The Office and laugh.
No?
I watch The Office and then go, that was funny.
Yeah, right. That's. What about Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Same.
Really? I know
Yeah.
people that can't watch Curb. They're like, oh, God, it makes me uncomfortable.
I can only watch one at a time.
I love it. Curb, I cannot watch before bed.
No.
Just there's too much shouting.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, God, this is.
I watch it with my shoulders up near my ears.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm just so tense for him.
I was explaining that I asked one of my park friends, they're planning a wedding and just all that talk and preparation stuff. I can't even remember what we were talking about, but there's an episode in season 11 where he's talking about, like, there's a situation at a dinner party.
Yeah.
And it's like a 6-seat table, with 2 ends, so 8 people.
Yeah.
So you got one on each end, couple on the first seats on either end, and another couple in the middle, and like the conversation just lags. And Larry goes, "Yeah, that's because the 2 in the middle, they can't middle. They don't know how to middle." And like the whole thing becomes about how to middle a conversation at a dinner party. Like it's such a yeah. I just love the way he labels stuff like
Oh
that
my God.
and names it. So
That's such a good show.
yeah, it is so good. So hang on, where were we? What was the second show? Where were you on to? Dead to Me.
We're talking about Dead to Me.
Yeah, that's right.
Which, yeah, I think is funny. You don't think is funny.
But I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it. I'll finish it. I think I got about 6 episodes to go.
I thought you would find it funny because you have such a dark sense of humor.
Well, it's dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's. I guess we're getting bogged down into how funny it is.
No, I'm just curious. I'm surprised.
And like I've been paying attention too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've been watching it, enjoying it, but I'm not like, oh, this is hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
maybe.
the whole thing for me is a little bit unreal. Like
Is
the whole
it?
situation. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's a great idea for a TV show. I'm like, I won't give anything away. Like, if
Yeah.
you haven't seen it. But
Yeah, we decided we're not going to do spoilers if the show's worth watching.
and if it's shit. Like, I don't think
And
we
if
should.
it's shit?
I don't think we should spoil anything. Like,
Okay.
Isn't that what we said?
Yeah.
Like, let's be careful with spoilers because we didn't spoil the other one instinctually because we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But-
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try not to spoil.
Yeah, we'll try not to. But yeah, I don't know. I thought this. Yeah, like I enjoyed it. It's good.
Well, all right. We'll disagree that it was funny or not funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't the talking point for it. Like, I just think it's dark and, like, entertaining. I mean, what's the whole idea of it? The girl gets, one of them, she loses her husband, right?
Yes, her husband gets hit by a car, and then she meets someone at a support group for grief,
Yeah.
and then we discover that the friend is the one that did it, which is not spoiling anything.
No, that comes out
That
in, like, the
comes
first
out, yeah.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's the relationship of the two women, and then there's a lot of twists.
There are a lot
I
of
think
twists
you got
and
further
turns.
along than I did with it. What episode are you up to with that one?
Oh, I'm in season 2 somewhere, yeah.
Season 2, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah. I watched about 8 episodes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think there's only 10 in the first season.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I think it's got a good cast. Is that the one? There's some. I mean, we've watched so many fucking shows that I'm like,
I know.
I'm pretty sure there's someone in that I recognise, but it could be something else I've been watching as well.
Yeah, the one that plays her ex-husband.
Yeah.
The brunette's ex-husband. He's in stuff.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, he is. That's the lawyer guy.
That's so helpful, Steph. He's in stuff.
No, it's one of the guys that Christina Applegate deals with. He's in Succession.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
Yes.
What do you think of that?
See, I thought that was funny.
That was funny, but
Okay.
like it's not hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't sell it as a comedy. I would
I
say
would.
it's a fantastic drama that has some funny moments every now and then.
Yeah, right. Okay. I think it's funny.
Really? What's funny about it?
It's like full of stand-up bits.
Really? We're talking about the show with the media empire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every piece of dialogue is like a stand-up bit.
Really?
Yeah.
In what sense?
They're like premises that you would run as a joke.
Like, can you think of one as an example?
Not really.
Like, oh, what
The
you
one-
mean? Like
the
having
Culkin,
having
what's,
rich parents and going to somewhere on your helicopter, or having a wedding episode in one of the most lavish castles in England, and literally having that expensive set just as the backdrop
Yeah.
while they plan to take over their father's meet. That's a relatable stand-up premise to you.
It's not a relatable stand-up premise, but standing in that and then bitching about how hard your life is very funny.
Yeah, no, that is. Yeah, that's relatable. That's
Yeah.
relatable to everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah, it shows whoever you are and however much money you got, you're still going to have problems.
Well, that's a good stand-up bit.
Yeah, but I mean, all shows get reduced to premises, right? And all good stand-up bits you can reduce down to a singular premise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Did you think Dead to Me was funny the same way Succession was funny?
I honestly don't think either of them were funny.
Okay.
Or they were meant to be funny. Maybe Dead to Me, but then if it was, I think they missed. Like, at best, I'd describe it as cute and entertaining.
Cute.
Yeah, like Emily in Paris is like
No.
not a comedy to me either.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But like I thought that had more visual jokes than Dead to Me. Like
Yeah.
more obvious out there jokes than Dead to Me.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe because I haven't really dealt with any death. So to me, I just found the whole thing funny. But then maybe it's different if you've experienced a lot of death, that it's not as funny.
No, I don't know. Well, I don't even think they made any jokes about death. Like I've experienced death and I don't.
But her reacting to it is funny. Like in that meeting, and the meeting's called something really, really kitsch. Like it's got like a horrible name, like Angels or something. Like,
Yeah,
like all that stuff. Like it's all those little moments that
But
give
that's
it the
just
gags.
meant to be a religious thing.
Yeah, but it's like exaggerated for comic effect.
Is it?
I think so.
I think aren't they all just called things like that? Like
don't think they're
those
that-
fucking church type support groups. They're all like angels with wings and.
I
you
don't
know.
think so.
What do you think they're called?
Well,
Satan's armpit. I think they're going to be something uplifting and. Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't know. Look, I wasn't watching and thinking these are hilarious. Like in my mind, we haven't been thrown a comedy yet, apart from Mum and young children.
Yeah, right.
Like I'm like, where's the comedy?
Okay.
A comedy TV show to me is like,
I think LA's Finest is supposed to be funny.
no, like
Really?
a comedy on TV to me is just like punchlines and like sitcom, and like some do try and blur it with dramedies,
Yeah.
like where that. But I think there's still
Maybe I have a lower bar for comedy.
maybe.
That's not a good sign, is it?
I don't know, but I think like a lot of like because when did a dramedy come out as a genre?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, like it's probably within the last 10 years that I've heard the name.
I guess 6
So-
Feet Under was one of the big ones.
So I think that it's probably a new genre that it has been made for like when people said, well, what is it? Like it's too funny to be a fucking drama. Or what is it? It's too serious to be a comedy.
What about the girl across the street window one? That was a comedy because that was a parody. So that's a
Yeah.
comedy.
But it's not laugh out loud. You're not laughing through it.
Yeah, but I don't think you have to have laugh out loud in a TV show, right? Like it's a different genre to stand up.
But like the definition of humour is that it makes you laugh, right? So even if you're not laughing out loud at home, you'd still be thinking that's funny every time there's a gag or a punchline.
I do think that.
What do you think? Oh, that's a funny bit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. All right. We're all different. My way is not the right way. If anyone else thought these shows were funny, please feel free to send some messages through to us.
Which one of us is right?
Correct. I don't think either of us are right or wrong.
I know. I was joking.
I think we just see them differently. But yeah, wow. Like there was one dramedy that was done really well. But to me, they're all dramas that people have made slightly amusing because, and maybe this is me just saying it, but like they know it's not a Wire or it's not a Sopranos or it's not that in depth, so it's never going to challenge your Mad Men's and even like your Ozarks and all the ones that fall into that serious golden age of TV or next golden age of TV category.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, so where do you put yourself? Do you put yourself in with them? Or it's like this podcast. Like, how many TV and film podcasts are there? But we're not claiming to be experts on anything.
No.
Like, people do these and they try and dissect things and shows and, like, they look into the like, the direction, whereas we're just two idiots talking about things we've got no fucking clue about. Like, it's... you know what I mean? Like, it's the same.
Hey, I never let me not knowing anything get in the way of having a really strong opinion.
Oh, man. One of my most memorable bits of stand-up from someone else, and it wasn't even a bit, it was just a sentence that he threw out once. Maybe he said it before, but I doubt it. I don't know, maybe he has, but he's like, it was Doug Stanhope on stage. It might have even been a recording, and he says something like, I'll call you an idiot for not knowing shit I only just read on the internet yesterday. He's just talking about how not to take anything he says seriously. He's like, I'll say some things.
God, that's
I'll
so
think you're an idiot for not knowing shit I only learnt yesterday. Yeah, it's very funny. But yeah, like, I mean, even like the dealing with death thing, I mean, you know what's been going on with me.
I do. Are you comfortable talking about it?
What? Some random dude jumped off the balcony in our apartment block.
Yeah,
I'm all right.
I've heard you do it on stage.
Yeah, so why would
to varying degrees of success.
Yeah, that always goes between very good and excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had that joke fail. I don't know, what are you talking about? That sounds really arrogant, but I'll admit when a joke hasn't worked. And that one's still in the wheelhouse. That one's never flopped.
No, I'm not saying that it's flopping.
Yeah.
I've seen you do it like 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean varying degrees of success?
Because...
Here we go. We're about to get into dissecting comedy.
No, because like it's a hard subject to get a crowd across the line with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do I get them there every time?
I'm sure you do, Daniel, because you're excellent at comedy.
No, but you said you see me do it 4 times.
We did a gig together on Saturday night at DY, and there was 450 people there, right? And I was so nervous and excited, and you could not have cared less.
Yeah, I ate nearly a whole pizza and then lay down on the floor before I went on.
You're just like, this is just a day for me. And I'm like, this is the most exciting gig I'll have all year. What am I going to wear?
Oh, really? No, it was a good gig, and I was looking forward to it. So we're at very different levels of comedy, so I just think that's important to bring up. I don't know why, but yeah. So no, you definitely can pull off anything. I'm not worried about that. But yeah. So no, just when you said varying degrees of success, I took it a little bit because it's obviously it's a hard tell, but like I like it when the audience gasp when I say it, and that's why I say it like that.
I know.
But they always laugh once I relieve the tension.
Of course.
At the end. So
you have skills.
Oh, that's why when you said varying degrees of success, I said between good and excellent because it hasn't. Like I haven't got a flop on it yet.
No, I believe you.
Okay. I'm just stuck on the varying degrees of success line then. I don't know what that meant. Anyway, let's move on to the next show. What else? What's the third show?
The third show that we watched is Dark Desires.
What do you think of this one?
So this one is a Mexican show. So it's in Spanish.
Yeah.
So did you watch it with subtitles or did you watch it with dubbed in English?
No, I watched the English one. I didn't even know it was an option. Because when I sent it through to you, I was like, on this Mexican show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then when I went to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it was just there in English. There was no option.
Yeah.
I didn't get one. Maybe it's different on TV, but I literally just pressed play and it started in English.
But you can change your settings.
Yeah, you can change it on any show you watch.
Yeah, so you could have.
But I didn't know that it was meant to be watched in English, like in Mexican and dubbed back.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm watching it.
Because in English it was unwatchable.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Spanish it wasn't as. It was actually all right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I fucking hated it.
Yeah, me too.
Like, it was so bad. Like, it was so bad that was the one where I said, you know what? I'm going to watch more of LA's Finest. And I watched another 2 episodes of LA's Finest just so I'd have more to talk about on that.
Yeah.
Because I thought I'm not going to be able to talk about this one for that long. And then I ended up going back and watching a few more, though.
Of Dark Desires?
Yeah. I did, because I thought, because I completely forgot what it was about and everything. And look, honestly, I think my initial impression of it was I still don't like it, but I was very harsh on it to start with, and it's more because of the mood of it.
Yeah.
Like, the music drives me nuts. Like,
it's slow, isn't it?
Oh, but it's just grating. Like, Succession had really good classical music, and they've gone for the similar, like, it's pianos and like high class music, but
this is important.
But it's really high pitch, and like they're really trying to highlight the drama. Yeah, like with the music choices and whatnot. But it's just like
very heavy handed.
Yeah, I just didn't enjoy it, like all that stuff, and and it just, I mean, but there was something in the first episode that I was like, oh yeah, maybe I've misjudged this, because it starts off and I was like, all right, this is just a what's that?
Thriller.
Yeah, I was going to say another women's show that somehow come up on my algorithm. What is happening here? But then it was like, no, because what's the first episode called? It's Only Sex. Yeah. Yeah. But then when you get into it and see the things that are happening.
And I feel like that would also be my review of this show.
Right, it's Only Sex.
It's Only Sex.
So what? No, it happened.
No plot.
Oh, yeah, right. There's no reason for it.
No storyline, just a lot of sex scenes.
Yeah.
This is essentially a porno for women, is what this show is.
That's what I was trying to, not porno for women, but like another one of those.
No, literally, this is like female porn.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like we don't want to see any of the genitalia because that's yucky. We just want to see all the like, oh no, I can't. What if he says, what if my husband finds out? Like, it's all that shit.
Really? So you don't like
it's like chick lit, but like in a movie, in a TV show.
So you don't like it like when the whole frame is filled up with a guy's sweaty asshole and the bottom of his balls as it plows into...
I mean, I do. But this isn't about me.
Yeah, anyway. All right, so that's what girl porn is.
Yeah.
That's a long way from porn made for men, isn't it?
It is.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got the same music. Yeah. It's like, it's always like it's an older woman who's had kids and then a younger guy.
Is that... Yeah, right. What are the websites that one would go to see some of this? Like, what's the red tube for women?
Well, you just have Netflix. Like, I was embarrassed.
Oh, you don't even need a porn.
I was embarrassed watching this.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, Netflix thinks I'm jerking off to this right now. Like, it was just so much. There's so many unnecessary sex scenes in this show.
Yeah, right.
And apparently I read...
How many episodes did you watch?
I watched 3.
You watched 3 of them?
But apparently in season 2 it gets worse because I read some like reviews on it because I started watching it in English and I'm like, oh, this is horrible. And then I started reading some reviews about it and it was like, the acting's really good. And I'm like, oh, is it? Okay. So then I switched to Spanish and it was like, oh yeah, the acting actually is...
Yeah, there were some things that I thought was... Yeah, that's what that got me. Like, there was the nightclub scene or whatever in one of the earlier episodes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, maybe I've underestimated this. There is some stakes here. It's not just...
Yeah, but there's no plot, really. There's no twists and turns. There's no... I don't know. I didn't care about any of the characters. They're all just sort of... Like, they all have jobs secondary. They have jobs the way, like, a pizza guy has a job in a porno. Like, it doesn't add anything... I also noticed, like, in this show that the women were, like, calling each other sluts and bitches and stuff. And I don't know if that's just a weird thing that got lost in translation, but it was really odd.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a cultural thing, but, like, the way the 2 best friends were talking to each other and they're like, you're a slut, you're a bitch, you're such a slutty bitch. Like, that was the dialogue.
Yeah. I noticed that too.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't... Is that how women talk to each other? I don't think we're allowed to say that to each other.
Oh, I didn't check, but who wrote this one? Men or women?
I don't know. I should have checked.
It's all right. But, I mean, who knows in other cultures? How they greet people,
Yeah.
even in other suburbs.
But then she speaks about feminism and how, because she's like a lecturer and she speaks about feminism.
Yeah, but can you have something on TV in the media these days without mentioning
What?
big issue? I was not just feminism, any big issue. Like all of them throw something out there now, whether they fucking reach the bar or not of doing something for the cause.
Yeah, even ads do it, right?
So many of them bring it up,
Yeah.
and it's like, you know what? If you can't deliver the message, maybe stay out of the fucking. Like, don't even try.
Yeah.
Like, you can still agree with it and not broadcast it, but it looks worse when you're trying to say it and you can't.
Yeah.
You know, like it does. Like, you just, it's like, it's all right. We understand that you agree with the cause. You don't have to be a spokesperson also.
Yeah.
And like putting out a muddy message, is that good as an ally?
Yeah, and
like
there's a
missing a
time and
mark.
place. Like, this is like a sexy thriller. Like, I don't need gender politics shoved down my throat in a really sort of heavy-handed way.
But I mean, they can handle them well. But even then, like, it does take it. Like Brooklyn Nine-Nine did it with a couple of episodes where they went on heavier topics. There was one where Terry experienced police.
Yeah.
He was targeted. There was another episode when someone was sexually assaulted. There was an episode about that, and they handled it well. But it's still.
That's an established show.
But it's also I don't think that's the show for it.
No.
Because it's such a bubblegum show. Like, it's a great show, but it's fucking popcorn. It's like watch before you go to bed.
Yeah.
It's not like a heavy-handed.
So you didn't like when they did that?
No. Like, even though they did it well,
Yeah, right.
I thought something like that's more suited to a comedy show that has a more serious tone.
Yeah.
Like Brooklyn Nine-Nine doesn't have a serious tone. And, like, they do talk about some serious... Like, they have serious subject matter. But when that show first got announced, there was even a joke. Like, one of the hosts said, they can't wait for 8 seasons or something of Andy Samberg investigating, you know, graffiti and people loitering. Because that's the kind of comment, like, he's not, you know, he doesn't push the boat out.
Just being really excited to be on a boat.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like, and they did it well, but I just thought it was, I don't know, you can have whole shows about that, but then they're like less likely to get picked up, aren't they? But then The Handmaid's Tale still got done.
Yeah. But that was a book
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
that
Yeah.
already existed.
Yeah, look, maybe there is a place for it when it's done well, and it's my personal preference that I don't like it. But that's also because I don't need to
You
have
like your comedy and your drama separate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only...
That's what I'm learning about you. You like it all. It's like, this is a comedy, this is a drama, this is a murder mystery.
No, it can be a funny comedy.
Don't overlap.
I'd love to see a drama done by Larry David and David Simon.
Yeah?
A drama comedy. Oh, yeah, two men who seem like they can get slightly annoyed with things. Yeah, I think that'd be fantastic.
That would relate to you. Would find that relatable.
I think that... and arguably two of the greatest TV writers.
Yeah.
Like...
But you don't think... So if they had jokes in there, that wouldn't...
No, that would be like a real dramedy.
Thanks so much for listening to the episode, guys. We'd love to know what you think of the TV shows that we're reviewing, so you can hit us up on any of the social media platforms. It's Stream Roulette Podcast. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
And feel free to let us know what you think of our show too. Like, don't just hold back on the TV shows. And if you really like the show, we've also got a Patreon where we're putting out 2 bonus episodes a month. And it's in the same lane, but it's called Guilty Pleasures. So instead of letting them choose, Steph will choose a show that she loves secretly that I haven't seen, and vice versa. And we have to subject the other one to watch that. So if that seems like something you'd be into, check out the Patreon. That's just Stream Roulette over on the old Patreon website. And
Don't you have a podcast coming up?
I do, actually. I'm bringing mine back out. That's the Daniel Towns podcast. So thank you for letting me throw that in there. And also, if you are enjoying this Stream Roulette podcast with myself and Steph, please feel free to leave us a review on iTunes, because that's how these things grow and climb, and that's what we're here for. But anyway, this is enough of this. Let's get back to the episode, shall we?
Done.
Like a real dramedy.
Okay.
It would have both of their drama. Well, I mean, they both know comedy as well. Like,
I love the way that we're both arguing semantics that we can't back up with any evidence. sure I'm right based on nothing.
I'm not claiming I'm right.
No, that's me. I'm doing me, not you. Oh, God. Yeah, but okay, so I hated Dark Desires and I was embarrassed to watch it.
Yeah, yet you still did a couple of episodes.
I did 3.
Now that's a fair whack for something that you don't like.
Thank you.
But then I found also, like, you get to a couple of episodes and you go, maybe I was a bit harsh on this.
Yeah,
And then,
you're sucked in by then.
yeah, and then, yeah, like I said at the start, your perspective just changes. Like, because I was like, all right, I have to watch these shows. I guess I'm going to watch more of that LA's fucking Finest then, just because it was easier to me. And also my mood at the time. And, like, the way Dark Desire starts is it's like, oh, this is a serious thriller.
Yes.
With the music, and I wasn't in that mind frame to lie there and watch something.
That's so interesting. I did exactly the same thing. I put it on and I went, oh, no, I can't. And turned it off and then went back to it another day. I did exactly the same thing.
Yeah, it just felt too...
I'm like, this is going to be a lot.
Yeah.
And I can't do a lot right now.
Yeah. I mean, and look, some shows do have that... I held off Game of Thrones, and I still haven't seen it, but I didn't watch that for so long because I knew how much of an investment it was going to be.
Yeah.
And then there came to a point, and it was... I think it was a couple of months before a comedy festival, so it wasn't good timing. It was like around Christmas. And I put on the first episode... And by the end of the first episode, I was already confused because there were 2 younger blonde people and one of them went out a window. And I was like, which blonde one in the first episode of, and I had to look it up. And then I was like, you know what, this is too much of an emotional investment and too much I don't have time for this now. Like, that's something to watch after a comedy festival when I've got 3 months of just going, I'm not trying to write a new show or,
Isn't that crazy?
What? That sometimes you're not in the mood to watch a show?
No, just that, like, that watching entertainment is work. Like, isn't that it's such a weird concept?
Well, it's because we've made it work, though.
We have.
Yeah.
But just the idea of, like, oh, yeah, this is going to be a lot for me. So I need to be in the right headspace. I'm too tired for this show. It's like, it's literally just sitting on a couch consuming information.
But I'm like that with any show. Like, even shows I want to watch. Like, there'll be a night where I'm like, you know what, I don't feel like watching a drama tonight.
Yeah.
Like, so I'll watch Mum or something. You know what I mean? Like, I'll watch something else.
You really liked Mum.
No, I'm just using it as an example because people here should know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, like I'll just... Yeah, I go through that with other shows. It's like, oh, no, I feel like I can be shouted at. I'll watch them Curb. You know, or like, no, I don't feel like having a laugh every 10 seconds. Let's watch something more serious.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even watch that much TV. I don't have an aerial.
Yeah.
Like, that TV is literally, streaming when I watch shows that I want to watch.
Yeah.
And video games.
Yeah.
And music. Like, it's...
You don't watch free to air?
No, I don't have an aerial.
I don't think anyone does anymore, really.
Oh, you'd be surprised. Like, some people do, and they talk about it. It's like, what are you talking about? I was having this conversation with someone yesterday in the park, and we were talking about podcasts, and like they made a point, like, because they were talking about like how there's so many podcasts now, and I said, no,
we're the only one.
And I said, well, for my like, it feels like it really changed once radio stations get involved.
Yeah.
And she goes, how boring is your life that you miss out on, like, Smooth FM's breakfast radio show and then you go and listen to the podcast of it like 3 hours later. Like, at least podcasts that are about something or have an angle, like whether you want to learn about documentaries or science or 2 idiots' opinions on random TV shows. Like, at least, but like, just, I don't know, I'd have to listen to one of them to find out what a commercial radio section would be without all the throws to music. And
I've listened to some.
And all that.
And it is just that.
But it's not like, what would be interesting,
because they just throw to ads the way they throw to music.
Well, what I think would be interesting when they did it is if you got to see what they were really like. You know what I mean? So they've got their bubbly on-air radio personas. But, like, you know, like, I mean, this is a horrible example to use as a person, but, like, a radio, and I'm sure they exist, a radio equivalent of who was that fucking game show host that got done again for DV recently?
Oh, God, yeah.
That dude.
Oh, Keith,
him. Well, sorry for that. No, but you know what I mean? Like, if not that kind of thing backstage, but like if you saw like drug addictions and like who they really were as people, that would be a more interesting show than just fucking nugget and slingshots 2-minute fucking morning banter. What are you exhaling for? Like
I'm just thinking about it.
About what?
Well,
like finding out who they really are.
yeah. I don't know. That would be interesting. I like when it reveals itself through like dramatic irony, though.
Yeah.
Because like when you're listening to those commercial radio station things, it's like they're being upbeat and fun. But then every now and again, because a lot of it's riffed, every now and again they'll say something and I'm like, oh, you're really racist. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's like what you said, it lets me know that you're very, very racist. And you don't even know you've said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that stuff as well. But I mean, I don't listen to radio, so I wouldn't know how often that goes on.
Like probably once an episode, I reckon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I think, just knowing what they were really like. It's like you get that little glimpse into the newscasters when the news ends, you know?
Yeah, which ones are the divas? Which ones are like secretly nice?
Yeah. It'll just be more, And maybe some of them would actually be more famous or they'd have the level of celebrity that they actually wanted.
Yeah.
If they put their real selves out there. It's like, I knew there was something about that person. I knew they were angry. You can't be that happy when life's dealt you a shit sandwich. I'm not even thinking of anyone.
No.
I'm not even thinking of anyone in particular, which is what makes it amusing to me.
Well, I mean, I guess Kyle Sandilands would be the perfect example for that, right? Because he was like, everyone's like, oh, he's actually secretly nice. Like that's what everyone says.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Well, look, if he is, he's built arguably like a good persona. Like I don't listen, like he's good at it. I won't say he's built a good persona. I'll say he's very good at what he does.
Yeah.
If that's what he is.
Yeah.
But then I also think some people use that as an excuse to get away with that.
The character.
Oh, definitely.
Of course. But I mean, that's what we do in stand-up, isn't it?
Well, I don't. But you can see other people do it and you go, oh, I'm pretty sure you're doing this just so you can say that. So you can get away with...
I do that.
Do you? Yeah, right. Yeah. No. Well, we've already discovered we have different... Yeah, no. I mean, I remember early on when I had a gig, it was like my 4th or 5th ever gig, and I just watched the audience walk in and I went, you know what, I never want to have a joke that makes someone in the audience go, I don't like that.
Really?
No, I don't like that, but I don't want to have a... All right, no, that it was more I don't want to have a joke that singles out any individual, like for something.
Yeah.
Like whether anything, like having glasses or... You know what I mean? Anything that... Even if you make it general and not about that person.
Yeah.
You know, what about idiots with glasses? You know what I mean? I don't want to be that kind of yeah. That was just a conscious decision. But all right, so as we get towards the end of this episode, would you recommend any of this week's shows? Let's bring some structure into it. Would you recommend any of these shows?
Yeah, so...
To anyone?
LA's Finest is a no.
Yeah.
From me. Dead to Me, I would say yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. And Dark Desires, yes, if you're horny.
And you're a woman.
And you're a woman.
Yeah. If you're a guy.
Yeah. If you're a guy, just watch porn.
If you're a guy, do it how you'd usually
watch
do
regular porn.
Do it how you'd usually do it. Or watch that and go, oh, this is what women get off to, and learn a little bit more.
Yeah. Speak Spanish to them. They love it.
I only found out today. Well, I'm pretty much the same as you. LA's Finest, no. Dead to Me, yes. Dark Desire, no.
Okay.
Maybe if you want to jerk off.
Yeah.
But that's from your advice, not mine. That's interesting. All right. Well, so I guess we've got to come up with the shows for next week now.
Yeah.
Like there's so many fucking TV shows.
Has it stayed feminine skewed? Because I'm really happy with the algorithm at the moment. It feels like it's
you are?
Looking after me.
I think it has. But before we get on to this, like we've had a talk through the week and
oh yeah.
look, there is going to come a time probably when we're not going to be doing 3 shows per episode.
It is a lot of TV, isn't it?
And so, but anyway, we've come up with a system. We've come to make the podcast more interesting and to also make our TV watching and to bring some stakes into the whole thing. So we've got a veto system. So every week at the end of the episode, like now, I'm going to read out the shows for the next week and the premises. And we both get one veto, only one veto. We start with one and that's all we have. And we can veto watching one of these 3 shows
Based on the blurb.
based on the blurb
Great.
only.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can veto based on that.
I love this.
Now, when you finish a season of a show,
Yep.
one full season of a show, I won't say a series because some series are only one season. So
Yeah.
when you finish
One
one
season.
season, you can either have another veto or you can take the other person's veto away. So they don't have any vetoes. And when it comes time to actually using your veto, like say last week you didn't want to watch Dark Desire and you said veto,
Yeah.
if I'd saved up 3 vetoes,
Yep.
I could counter your veto and either have you watch Dark Desire or I can choose another TV show that we've already watched
Yep.
for you to go back to and watch more of. Now, I feel like on that one, on that counter veto, should we put an episode limit on how many they have to go back and watch?
Yeah, I reckon 3.
3, I was going to say 4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to make it like
4? 4's good.
4's a lot.
4 is a lot. I
But-
thought 3 was a lot.
3's a lot too, but like 1's like not punishment. 2's like, nah. 3's starting to get into serious. 4's like, all right, they're going to have to start being careful with their vetoes and what they use them for.
4, that's what? That's minimum 2 hours.
Like I'm already thinking I won't veto a 20 to 30 minute episode show if I don't like it, just to save it for
Yeah.
me potentially not liking an hour long show.
Yeah.
Just like on time.
4 hours. That's like 4 days detention at school. That's a lot.
So, I mean, none of them are really that long. The maximum seem to be about
40-something
45.
minutes. Yeah.
Some of them push an hour, but not
They
that
feel
many.
like an hour.
Oh, some of them do. But yeah, so
All
that's
right,
so
great.
we're going with 3 then or 4? I wish we could land on 3.5.
Let's do 4 episodes.
All right, what about 3 episodes? 4 episodes, we'll write this down. 4 episodes if it's a 45-minute episode.
Yep.
3 episodes if it's an hour.
Yep.
And 8 episodes if it's a sitcom.
Oh,
Because so it's the same viewing time.
I like that a
You
lot.
know what I mean? So,
Yep.
so the time works out all around the same. Because they could be 20 or 30 minutes.
Yep.
So if they're 20-minute ones, you still come in shorter.
All right, I've written that down. That's done.
So what were they again?
So 4 episodes if it's an
45-minute
45 minutes.
Yeah.
3 episodes if it's an hour, and
Yeah.
8 episodes if it's a sitcom.
Actually, make it 6, not 8, because 6, if they're 30 minutes, which most of the Netflix ones are, that'll be the 3 hours.
Okay,
All right.
done.
Okay. All right. So that moves us on to the shows for next week.
Yes.
All right. Here's what
What
we
have we got?
Okay, we have. Oh, hang on. Where's that? Oh no. Oops. I have the wrong note open, and I'm currently reading about Pokeballs. Sorry, I've been back into Pokemon lately. Where's your follow-up question on that?
About Pokemon?
I'm kidding. All right.
Who's your favourite Pokemon?
Oh, there's so many.
I know. I have books of them at work.
I can tell you. All right. So are we still on the women-heavy algorithm? You tell me.
Yep.
Show 1, Inventing Anna. She infiltrated New York high society by convincing them she was a heiress. Then it all came crashing down, inspired by the true story of a total fake. That's show 1. Show 2, Good Girls. A trio of suburban mums dives deep into a life of crime in order to secure their families in order to keep their families happy, healthy, and financially secure. Show 3, Stay Close. Megan lives a serene life with her kids and soon-to-be husband. But before she was Megan, she was Cassie. And Cassie's past is back with a vengeance.
Oh, God.
So I would say it's definitely staying female, women-heavy shows.
Yeah, well, I don't feel like I need to veto any of those, Daniel. How do you feel?
Well, look, Inventing Anna sounds interesting to me. Like I've seen it skim through.
Yeah, I've watched a documentary about that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So that one sounds interesting to me. Would I watch it anyway?
Yeah?
No, like that was one of the things, like one of the rules. Like
We're not allowed to.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't watch it anyway.
No, I don't like when they do the dramatizations of those things.
The
I'd
real
rather watch it
stories.
as a documentary.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Or read the book. Or,
Yeah.
Good Girls, I mean, that just sounds funny to me. Like the funny idea of 3 suburban mums going into crime. Like
Yeah.
that reads like something that's attempting to be a comedy.
Yes.
Now watch me watch it and see it be a fucking drama. But anyway, anyway, and look, if I was going to veto one, it would be Stay Closed.
Yeah.
But I'm going to keep it in.
All right.
Purely because I want to have the same amount of vetoes as you at this point. Like, we've only just introduced this
system. No, I'm not wasting one on that.
We've only just introduced this system and we haven't really crunched out statistical odds and whatnot. Like, I don't want to just throw one away in the first week.
No, and I'm pretty happy with what the algorithm's doing for me right now. So I'm excited.
One other thing I did want to say, do we want to, because you can rate the shows, do we want to rate them? Like,
ooh,
but only if
so feed it information.
But only if we're both positive or both negative, because otherwise it'll cancel out. And there's no point. So, like, if we both like a show, do we rate it up? And if we both dislike a show, we rate it down? And then we affect it?
Yeah, let's do that.
Or will they know that because we're just watching? Like, we continue watching some of them and some of them we don't.
But you're not watching on that, are you? You're watching on your own private account.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't know what we're watching.
Yeah, but the only ones I watch on my private account that I keep watching is the only one there is Mum. Like, all of them, the rest of them are in the... and the only reason I flipped Mum over is because my girlfriend said she wanted to watch it.
Are you sure she's not watching on that account?
No, she's not. She's not. She's worked too much. Yeah. Yeah, so do we... Yeah, all right. So if we both...
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Let's start fucking with it a bit, see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's give it a bit of information.
But actually, no, you know what? I think we shouldn't.
All right.
Because if we start to... No, just because... just because they recommend shows that they think we'll like doesn't mean we'll like them.
Yeah.
Actually, well, let's nut this out for the next one.
Yeah, I got 97%.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
For LA's finest, so...
Well, look, why don't we freeze on the rating and we'll have a talk about this when we're finished and we'll figure it out for the next one. All right. But as it is, we'll let them fuck with us.
All right. And we're going to watch all 3 for next week.
Yeah. And we'll be back next week with another episode. So,
all right.
So thank you for listening. Hope you've had a good time and catch you next time.
Bye.